Holy smokes, guys. I don't know if you can see what I see, but look at this. This is the Bitcoin graph. Um, you probably you probably recognize that one. And if you just invert it, then it looks like this. And I mean, like, where does this go? I mean, just from the rhythm, it bounces down and it bounces down and it bounces a little bit up and then it bounces down and it bounces down. If I'm looking at this, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. Okay, and like we can maybe be conservative even. Let's be conservative and say that our price target might be something like this. Then we have time until July, maybe July 25, and then we can look at the price. You can skip the introversion again, 120k, and I think it's even more likely to get higher numbers, even something like this, which sounds absurd. But again, if you just turn this around, that's like suddenly not too crazy anymore. Like you bounce, you bounce, you bounce, you bounce, and then you're gonna bounce somewhere, right? And the good thing is time is with us. Like it could be, we could wait for, I don't know, 2030. I'm still young, we still have time. And then prices just get funny. They just get ridiculous. If you look at this again, you know I love this site. Bitcoin rainbow price chart indicator. Everything you need to know. Like if you look at it, you can see things moving and they move in one direction only, and that's up and to the right. And if we check out what we have here, look at this. We broke the model to the downside. I think this is the first time we broke it to the downside. We've broken it to the upside before, but this just gives you a general view of how incredible accurate this is and how you can basically deal with it and learn something from it. And if you look at this, I mean, this is just the best opportunity that we're gonna get. Bitcoin at 50k right now. I'm absolutely loving this. And like every single thing I'm watching at, every single thing I look at, ADA, Solana, ETH, whatever, like everything is just so undervalued right now because people have fear. And it just looks amazing to me. Maybe one more. If we look at this indicator, what it basically shows us every time we hit the green zone, historically this has been an incredible time to buy. And every time we hit the red zone, the upper side of the red zone, you would have been well advised to sell or to at least get a long-term viewpoint on Bitcoin. As you can see, like if you would have followed this and we just entered the green, you could have gotten Bitcoin at $200. You couldn't have gotten it again at here 3k before it runs up to 5k on the last dip, basically last chance to get it, and then we're up at 63k, 69k, I think, at some point. And now we're in the green again, and like we've hit the green super hard here, we've hit it again here, and this it just, I don't know what to tell you, mate. It just looks amazing to me, and I'm so happy to have opportunities here and to be alive and to witness that and uh, to engage in that, because it seems so incredibly obvious where this is going. If we look at the fear and greed, again, you can see a correlation between people being very afraid, like that's as soon as we go in the red score, people are in extreme fear, and if you go into green score, people are like euphoric and think everything is gonna be a millionaire and everybody's gonna be a millionaire. So we gotta be aware of this. And Bitcoin, like many markets, trades against the major sentiment of the market. And as you can see, as soon as you get into the red, it would have been an amazing time to buy. We've been in the red, we've been in the red again, and I hope we are going to be here like for a year or something. I would really, really love the opportunity to just dollar cost average into it. And yeah, as you can see, it's an amazing chart. It's something I want to be invested in. That's something I wanna get into. But of course, like do your own research and see what happens. Let's see what else we can find. There's so many cool graphs out there. It's sad that I don't understand that many. But like it's just overwhelming to me. This is a 2-year moving average multiplier. So we have it once with just the 2 years, and then we have the 2-year moving average multiplier just multiplied by 5, and then we basically put them over each other, and as we can see, we get nice ranges as well. Just ranges where you can have an average, and of course it might be that we're like dropping this down a little bit, whatever. Like models can be broken to either side, but this just gives you a general outlook of where we are right now. And as you can see, we have low prices, low prices, low prices, and low prices. I absolutely love it. This is absolutely wonderful. I hope you didn't lose all of your fortune by being invested in one single company that went bankrupt for some weird reason because they're overleveraged. Tough time to be in the market. Just diversify. I think not in the asset, because this is a superior asset, but in the way you hold it. Even with private keys, you have to keep in mind that people lose their private keys. So don't go 100% on any single thing. And I think you will be fine. And I will be looking back to this, and in 10 years, I'll be happy about it. And I probably tell people I told you so. And even though many people recommend me not to do anything right now, to just hold tight and save and make sure that you don't lose more than you already lost, I think you're gonna see very, very soon that this was an incredible opportunity, and I'm just one of the people who takes it, and I just grab it, give myself a chance, and give myself the ability to win. All right, maybe one more. Let's see what else we got. What is this even? Yeah, very similar again. We have a green band on the bottom and the red one on the top, and usually they show the highs and the lows. And as you can see, that's amazing. Like, look at that. Look at that opportunity. And what is this blue line? The Z-score? However, I'm suck at math, but I can look at the graph and I can see trends and I can see what's happening. Like the big picture, I get it. And of course, I don't have a crystal ball to tell the future, but I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that this might be a great opportunity. And you don't have to be a genius about it. All you have to be is consistent and patient. And that's what I want to be, consistent and patient. And I mean, look at it. Every single time it points out the high, really reliable. Maybe not as much, but like this isn't a new high, but it even clearer points to low. Like we got one here, got one here, we got one here. All of those times, whoever bought and hold here just got rich. And if that's something you're after, then I would be looking into this and just like use 10 hours of your life and actually think about it instead of just talking about risk and confusing risk with volatility. Just look at it, dollar cost average. Don't tell me you don't have money. Like everybody has money, and you can get 10% of what you have saved. And even if it's just 1%, then you're better than most people. Because what's really interesting to me is that people who didn't buy Bitcoin at 60K, they are not buying it at 15K. And I've watched a lot of my friends who lost money because they bought it at 60K and they were like, oh, this is a great idea. And it dipped a little bit. And then they panic sold. And then instantly, of course, they bought again. They sold again and they lost their money. And now they were like, yeah, I'm just going to wait until it dips again. Now it does dip again. And people don't want to play. Like, they're not players anymore. They're not interested at being in the market. They got burned once and they're too afraid to go for it again because they didn't hold the coins they had. They didn't hold it themselves. They didn't have convictions in it. They didn't think about the long-term benefits of this. I think in the future we'll realize that just if you hold, as if you hold fiat money, everything gets more expensive by necessity over the time. And if you hold Bitcoin, everything gets less expensive over time just by default and by definition. So I'm really interested to see where this goes. Really interested to learn more and more about the basics and economies, I think. And I actually don't want to dive too deep into getting charts done and everything right. This is just gives me a general outlook, and as you can see, I'm always using the same, and they are really inaccurate if you look at smaller time frames. But this is exactly what I want. I don't want to gamble. I don't want to bet on where the price is going tomorrow. I'm here to stay for 5, for 10, for 15 years, and I'm trying to outperform Bitcoin right now with some riskier coins because I'm in a situation where I'm allowed to do this and where I'm able to put risk into it. But in the end, my goal is to get some Bitcoin for me and for my children and to just stack it over and over again. And yeah, I'd recommend you to make up some thoughts, think about it, think about what risk actually means, think about where we are at the market, and think about why the Fed is not printing money anymore, and when they probably, if they are going to do it probably again. Those might be some thought-provoking things that could give insight in where money is flowing right now and where things might be going in the future. All right, best of luck, stay healthy, stay safe, play it safe, avoid the free alts, ladies, liquors, and leverage. And I'm looking forward to the journey. Sorry for not posting consistently. That's actually not my plan, because I don't want to be focused on crypto too much. I don't want to be all invested in it. It's one of my hobbies to think about it and to see it, but I don't want to waste too much time in it. And I don't think that I'm going to be consistent enough to get any educational thing. This is basically just an upload for me. I want to have this fixed. I want to have this settled. I want to see this in the future again. I want to make references to it, that my position is clear. I do think that Bitcoin is going to 500,000 in the future, maybe even 1 million, maybe 2 million. Everything under 3 million is cheap. That's what many people say, and I tend to agree. It just depends on the time frame that you're looking at. I'm very, very straightforward about this, and my bet is super clear, and I'm betting everything on it, and I will be successful in future. And everybody will tell me that was just luck, and I will tell them, nope, I thought about it, I took a risk, I went for it, I grabbed the opportunity when it presents itself. If you look in the market right now, there's not a single thing that tells you that this is a bad trade. Even if the prices go down 50% more, 60% more, you have an upside of 100, 1000x on so many projects out there. The space is still growing. The fundamentals are still strong. If you're set up, diversified, and you're looking for the long term, and you're not invested in some dog coins, then you should be pretty fine with your decisions. And what I'm really looking forward is how my game is working out, especially because I'm trying to outsmart Bitcoin. I'm trying to outpace Bitcoin, which is a risky endeavor, but I think it might be profitable in the future. And the good thing is that I'm still young. I can do mistakes and I can keep coming back to the asset, because I know that even if I buy it in 20 years, I will still be one of the early guys, because so many people are just willfully blind to it. They see things, they see volatility, they get scared, they back off, and they never think about it again. They try it once, they get burned, they leave it alone. And this is not a place where I want to be stuck at. I'm not going to be at a place like that. I want to use my thoughts about it. I want to learn from my mistakes, as I did. Like, you have to get a fee somewhere. If you start trading, if you start investing, you're probably going to lose money just because you panic, you have the wrong ideas, you're paying too high fees or whatever. But if you keep your thoughts clear, I think, if you have a plan to go for, and if you don't think about the next 2 years more than the next 10 years, then you should probably be fine with pretty much every investment. And in my opinion, the crypto space is one of the most promising that we have ever seen, at least in my lifetime, or let's say the last 5 years that I've been slightly aware of what markets are doing. And I think this is an incredible opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm especially looking forward to it if I'm wrong, because then I'm going to learn from it, and then I'm going to be even more dangerous, and I'm even be more prepared and more interested and willing to learn and to make up for that. So I think I have a bright future ahead, and I hope you join me on this road just by sitting and waiting and consistently doing the right thing step by step. All right, enough of me rambling. This is my outlook. Very straightforward. I recommend every single guy that I meet, every guy that I care about, I recommend them to get information about this topic, not to do X, Y, Z, but to get informed and to make their own decisions, and to see why some people think this might be a revolutionary idea, and why some people think this might be something for creating generational wealth. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the great thing is that with projects like this, you have a lot of time to think about other things as well, like your dollar cost average, and you forget about it. And maybe you can like do it dynamically, as I'm preaching over and over again. So you can think about getting more and or less depending on where the market is and where you try to see it fit. But the great thing is that it sets you free. Like, if you are believing in this and if you do it over a long time, there will be benefits that are coming with it, and those benefits, they actually give you what you really want, which is not money, but what you can buy with the money. And that is usually time and freedom. And this is exactly what I'm looking after. I look for a decent lifestyle in freedom and with my own time, and this would be the greatest luxury ever to have. And I would love to share this with everybody of my family, with everybody of my future family, people I love, and every single human being basically that I meet. And what I learned is just that whatever the government does, the rich people get richer and the poor get poorer, because poor people don't have assets and rich people do, and everything else gets, what is it? Not devalued, the opposite. Like, things get just more expensive over time, and it benefits the people that actually have assets. I think Bitcoin is an asset. I think the other ones are securities. Still, they are decent bets in my opinion. We're gonna see how this works out. I'm really looking at Ethereum and Cardano and Solana. I know they have many problems and they don't fulfill Satoshi's criteria of the new revolution. I'm happy with this because I'm not married to a single idea. If I buy Bitcoin, of course, I do it as well, and then it's for a idealistic purpose as well as an investment purpose. But as an investor, as I understand myself, well, in the beginnings, in the young years, my main objective is to generate purchasing power. And there is no single bad idea or good idea. They're just ideas that work and do not. And even though I see the superiority of Bitcoin and the beauty of it in the structure and in the design and in the longevity and in the system and in the revolution that is within it, I'm not married to the idea, even though I feel possessed from the idea, because it's a really good one, I think, and I love to share it. All right, enough of me rambling. Let's get this over with. Good luck, guys. Good luck.